over.
They have to string a good partnership here.
I believe the stream was down shortly, just a slight technical delay, but I think we should be back running now. It's been pretty consistent over the first 2 and a bit days of this tournament, so sorry if you missed out. So, end of the 11th over.
80 for 4.
And it's 80 for 4 at the end of the 11th over. Huge amount of pressure on Misbah Ul-Haq, but as we saw yesterday, he's more than capable of absolutely destroying a bowling attack.
Yep, this is exactly the kind of situation you want someone like Misbah Ul-Haq in. 9 overs to go.
A fair amount of experience down the other end with Daniel Pascoe. Daniel Pascoe's 33, Australian-born player. Played first-class cricket for Oxford University between 2009 and 2012. He's a Kowloon Cricket Club player here, batsman and slow left-arm bowler. We saw him bowling his slow left-arm stuff yesterday.
I think we'll have to use all his experience here and string a good partnership along with Misbah Ul-Haq to kind of get them out of the situation that they're in right now. 80 for 4 in 11.
Courtney Kruger on the screen there. Pugnacious batsman. He's done well in this tournament so far, but hasn't actually been in the winning side as of yet. Asad Valor into the attack. As that one is chopped out into the offside, and it just lands safe.
Yeah, coming back for the second.
Karandeep Singh, the man running, hoping that he could get there to take a catch over his shoulder, but unfortunately for him, it lands safe. Bit of a leading edge from Pascoe.
Stayed up in the air for a long time. Fortunate that it fell in no man's land. Had to reach out for that one. Once again, not able to time that. Couple of more runs. Very well bowled once again by Asad Wala. He bowls that teasing length. Makes the batsman reach out. Once again, a single down to mid-wicket fence. Brings Misbah Ul-Haq back on strike.
He's certainly going for the shots, Pascoe, but hasn't connected as of yet.
Wala has been bowling at the right pace, where the batsman has to do all the hard work.
Absolutely, and just slightly back of a length, which has been the length that's slightly more difficult to hit. Anytime a spinner's pitched the ball up, it's just been straight back down for ground for 6 runs over the last 3 days.
Going around the wicket to Misbah.
Slightly quicker one. Right-hand discarded dives and stops, and they managed to get through for 2.
That's very good running. That
it's remarkably fit for a man who's 43 in May. Misbah Ul-Haq, amazing.
It's quite astonishing, yeah. And also picking up the length so quickly. That was a quicker delivery. Still being able to put that off for a couple. End of the 12th over. It's 85 for 2.
So yeah, excellent running there. Last ball of that over. Just looks as if we're going to have Karandeep Singh coming into the attack for the first time. As I said, he's a Hong Kong under-19s player, just 18 years old. Just a huge amount of inexperience within Hong Kong cricket in terms of the ages of these guys. There's so many that have been playing at a pretty high level at 18, 19 and 20.
But we've seen some really good talent come out as well.
Anshuman Rath, the captain of this side, just 19 years old, has played some absolutely brilliant innings so far. Top scored yesterday, but in a losing cause. Being the impressive young man it is, I saw him yesterday and I said, Unshi, well played. And he said, man, we lost.
Batting alongside Sangakkara,
yeah.
and he looked the part.
Well, he's going to be overgoing and plying his trade in county cricket this coming season. Went to Harrow School. I have to say I was impressed having seen him bat on the stream of the Netherlands game, but even more impressed having met the young man. It's nicely placed for a single there. One of the great things about Misbah's batting is just how rarely you see him play out a dot ball.
Exactly, and that's how he knows how to pace the innings, always rotating the strike, staying in the game pretty much.
Well, he's not had much opportunity to let loose yet with 4 wickets falling.
Yeah, and some clinical bowling today. They bowled in the right areas and forced those wickets pretty much out of the batsmen. Two caught behind.
Shot down the ground, lovely timing. Asib's there at long on, but he didn't stand a chance. That one's raced away for 4 runs. Lovely shot from Pascoe.
Cracking shot that time, Pascoe. I think he's coming into form now and is hitting the ball well, timing it really well alongside Misbah Ul-Haq. Pressure on the bowler now, Karandeep Singh. Another massive one this time. And I think that's another ball gone.
We'll have to see whether or not they get that one back, but that's a lovely shot. Cleared the front leg over the top of long on. 6 more runs. Didn't get a bat yesterday when he played. 1 for 34 from his bowling. Pascoe, but now he's got a chance at the crease. He's making the most of it. Just a little bit too full, perhaps, from Karandeep.
Yeah, what you call a length delivery.
It's, yeah, gone down there into the flats down there. I'm not sure we'll see that one again. Yep, indeed. Another ball is being brought out to the umpires for them to have a look. I'm told if a ball is hit at the other end of the ground and goes into the softball area, there's a good chance that Cricket Hong Kong can get some access to go and get the ball back.
Yeah. And
whereas
on the other side,
someone's garden, and it's gone. So
I
whether or not the neighbours are kind enough to throw them back, I don't know.
Maybe you can have a sale after the tournament, sell Kookaburra balls.
Well, I'm sure Cricket Hong Kong would be glad to have them back. Max was saying they haven't gone for the absolute most expensive balls. And they've gone for the ones that cost somewhere in the region of $45 each.
And that's quite a bit of money to lose on a cricket ball every second over. But that's the quality of the cricket that we've seen here at the DTC T20 Blitz.
Absolutely. And, you know, there's a legitimate criticism of the hitting to say that the ground isn't particularly big, but a shot like that, that's going to be 6.
MCG as well. Yeah.
Most
No, and they've not been just clearing the boundary by a couple of yards. They've been hitting it almost 80 meters.
We've seen a couple that have just trickled over the boundary. There's one particular shot that Dwayne Smith played where he played a sweep and then top-edged it for 6, which was remarkable. But most of them have been very clean hitting. It's the 100 up.
Last couple of overs have been pretty productive from Island United.
Pascoe now on 21 off 16 balls. Misbah Ul-Haq 27 from 21. Again, so few dot balls faced by Misbah.
Just the perfect kind of platform now for these two to kind of go on for the next couple of overs and then launch towards the end like Misbah did yesterday.
Well, the interesting thing, Sasha, of course, is these guys are the first guys that have batted on this pitch. This is the second pitch that we've used. So difficult to know what a par score is. We saw in the first couple of days on the other pitch that we were using that 180, 190 was kind of the minimum that you were expecting.
I think 180 is below par here, since the boundaries are shorter, and runs come in at about 8 to 10 in the first 8-10 overs, and then post the 11th over, you're looking at almost 12 and over. So I think 200 is par. Anything above 200, you're looking at the positive side.
Well, we saw when City Kaitak were chasing 155 yesterday, they had no trouble in getting that at all.
Absolutely. plus a good knock as well from the skipper yesterday. Young lad.
Yeah, Aizaz Khan is the captain. Again, another young man.
Voila once again.
It's Azim Rafiq that does the fielding. Don't be kidded on by him wearing Prasanna's jersey. That's because he's such a late call-up and the shirts have already been printed.
Well, we've had some of them wearing other shirts in the tournament. But we keep people informed that it's not them.
Sasha's been doing a fantastic job at keeping the crowd entertained, but also telling them what's going on the pitch. So that one swept away for 4 runs. That's brilliant placement. Absolutely beautiful timing and such a great shot.
Fantastic sweeper of the cricket ball, Misbah Ul-Haq. You've seen many a knocks from him during his Test cricket career, where he used that shot to great effect. One of the best players of spin bowling as well.
It's just a class act all round. Oh, that's...
Pitched down the leg side.
See, there's an argument to be had that when someone does reverse, then why should he get the protection?
But he's still going to be hit outside the line off stump.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
Bar toilet
But he's missed that reverse sweep. Big appeal from Kumar Sangakkara. I suppose the challenge for Misbah, I suppose this is something we should probably say to him, is that he needs to try and score more runs than he's had selfie requests while he's here in Hong Kong.
And I think he's doing that pretty successfully so far.
He's got a long way to go.
Brilliant running once again. Just dropping in it there.
Yeah, having lost 4 wickets, there's a lot of pressure on Pascoe, and he's done a very decent job so far. Decent fielding there from Karandeep Singh.
It's been a good over, apart from that boundary. 8 in over seems to be a good over these days.
Well, certainly on this ground. Yes, that one is pile driven down the ground, but it doesn't get all of it. Low catch from Ryan Tenduskata, and Pascoe goes. Very good knock, but exactly the wrong time for Hong Kong Island United to be losing a wicket there.
Absolutely. This partnership was looking good, and I think this is a great wicket for Galaxy Gladiators at just about the right time.
I thought for a moment he might have had enough on it, but it just started to dip.
He's tried a couple of those shots and haven't timed them. This time, carries to the fielder.
It's going to be Tanveer Afzal coming into bat.
Island United will be looking at Misbah staying there till the last ball to make sure that they get at least a 180 on the board, which now seems a bit difficult after this wicket though. But I think if there's anybody who can pull it off, it's Misbah Ul-Haq, who's still there.
Tanveer was out injured for a while, only just recently returned. He played in the most recent first-class match against Holland in the Intercontinental Cup, which gives associates a theoretical pathway to Test cricket. I'm a little bit evangelical about associate cricket, I'm afraid, so it's probably best you don't get me going on that. But it's great to see him back in action. He's played 12 ODIs and 21 2020 internationals in full 2020 games. Not just internationals, but all of them that he's played that have had that status. He averages 25 with the ball, but is also capable of some big hits.
And they'll definitely look at those big hits coming from him. But I think first he'll have to play out a couple of overs alongside Misbah. Make sure they don't lose another wicket now. You've still got 6 overs. That's plenty of time. Jesse Ryder once again continuing. the line, Rock End.
Oh, it's a bad ball. Down the leg side. Decent diving stop from Kumar Sangakkara.
Fortunate, in fact, to get away with that one. Because if Misbah had got a bat on that, that was definitely running away.
Well, he gets another chance to get a bat on it now with this extra delivery. Indeed he does this time, but it's just going to be the single.
The wickets have been pretty good. Ball comes onto the bat. We've seen a lot of people play through the line.
Certainly some freshness this morning with a 10 o'clock start and it being a brand new pitch. We saw a little bit more seam movement than we've seen on the first couple of days, which has helped the Galaxy Gladiators. I'm sure Anshuman Rath would think it was a good toss for him to have won. He called right. It was Misbah that did the coin tossing.
I think a good toss to win, definitely. And they've done well with the ball.
It's been a pretty even split between sides winning either setting a target or chasing.
Yeah, in fact, it has. Over the last couple of days, we've seen.
Again, we see movement through the air from Jesse Ryder, something he's done so well for Essex in county cricket. He's picked up quite a few 5-wicket hauls in the first-class championship. Just those nibbly, medium-paced deliveries that on early season wickets in England are absolutely impossible to get away at times. Oh, poor there from Kurundi.
No damage done, though.
Hasn't done any damage, but was a bit distracted by the young man there.
Bit of sloppiness in the field. Tanveer Afzal off the mark.
So Jesse Ryder in again. Lovely ball speeding towards the off stump. Little nod of the head from Misbah there to say good ball.
Yeah, and a rare dot ball by Misbah.
Can you imagine having a little nod of the head from Misbah? That'd make your week, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
That one slightly further down the leg side. Pushed out to the leg side for a single. Again, Ryan Tendaskata does the fielding. Ball seems to have been following him around in this innings.
It has. And Misbah, once again, after the wicket fall of the wicket, again getting back into just moving the ball around for singles and waiting for the loose delivery.
Oh, that's a nice shot through extra cover. Used his feet. Crashed it away for 4 runs.
Great use of his feet there, getting down to the pitch of the ball and smashing that through covers. The fielder had no chance at that occasion.
See a replay of that one. Very nice shot from Tanveer.
And once again, a boundary coming off almost every over.
I still think they're perhaps a little bit under par.
Yeah, they will look at getting at least.
So we see what they're playing for. There's the DTC Hong Kong T20 Blitz trophy. It's nice.
Oh, that looks fantastic. Definitely want my get my hands on that one.
I think most of the trophies I've got have been for taking part, I'm afraid, Sasha.
Participation. Voila to continue. Well bowled once again. It's been a good spell by Wala.
It's a class act. Vala, not perhaps one of the better known international cricketers kicking around, but hugely talented man.
Once again, that nagging length. Just not allowing the batsman, to get under the ball and put him over the fence. He's always got the batsman to reach out. And that's when they've not been able to time the ball or connect the ball as good as they'd like. It's just a single that time to Misbah. Another good delivery.
Oh, is that going to be a cork bowled? It is. Very, very canny piece of bowling, very full. Leading edge from Tanvir. Spoons it back up to Vala, who does the catching off his own bowling. That's a big, big wicket. We saw a little bat toss in frustration from Misbah there as that was caught.
Yep, absolutely miffed with that shot. Takes a full toss and puts it right back in the palms of the bowler. That's not what you'd expect when you're standing at the non-striker's end.
So I think it was a decent ball. It was kind of a fired-in, quicker ball, attempted Yorker from the spinner. I think he deserves some credit there. But obviously both Misbah and Tanvir are a little bit disappointed as the sunshine arrives again.
Wow. That's a rare sight.
Misbah fan there, telling the great man that he loves him.
The leading edge there, unfortunately. Just misread the pace, I think, on that occasion. The ball just looping down.
So 119 for 6. 2 balls to go in the 16th over. Asad Vala currently 2.4 overs, 2 wickets for 16 runs.
Great bowling that by Asad Vala.
Another leading edge. This time it lands safe. Irundeep Singh, the Hong Kong under-19 player, comes around and does the fielding. Single there. Samuel Badri of the West Indies is the new batsman that's joined Misbah out in the middle. Hong Kong Island United missing Ian Bell today, who bruised his foot with an LBW decision yesterday. Ball cannoned into the top of his foot. He's gone for an X-ray, so there's no permanent damage. But they've decided not to risk him today. I'm speaking with the Hong Kong Island United manager, and he said there's a good chance that he'll be back again to play before the tournament's over.
Well, 16 overs bowled, 121 for 6. What a fantastic over that was by Vala.
3 overs, 2 for 18.
We've had some good crowd come in here over the last couple of days. And definitely looking at more footfall here over the weekend.
General admission sold out for Saturday, I believe.
That's it's going to be a packed house.
But I think there's still, I was told there were still some tickets available for the Peroni bar. That's going to have free-flowing booze and food all day.
I'm sure that's going to fill up as well.
Can I watch from there?
I'm going to be playing from there, so music.
I'll wander over and I'll point and I'll say, Masashi's the DJ. You let me in, please.
I'll try and use my influence where I can.
It's going to be Hasib that comes back onto bowl. Opened the bowling. In the World T20 squad. They've been out of the Hong Kong lineup of now. It's a wide, another decent take by Kumar Sangakkara down the leg side.
Fantastic take by Kumar Sangakkara.
It's good to see these guys come and play with the kind of commitment that they've played with, giving it 100%.
I think it takes a huge amount for these guys to be competitive. I imagine if you were to be playing them at Tiddlywinks, they'd probably want to win.
But I think that's something about the great cricketers or great sports people that you see, that once you get on the field, irrespective of what form of contest you're in, you still want to give 100%.
Still fear that if Hong Kong Island United are going to post something that's going to be competitive here, with some very attacking batsmen in the Gladiators, the Galaxy Gladiators Lantau side, they're going to need something special from Misbah again. Whether or not he can manage something as special as what we saw yesterday is yet to be seen. decent delivery from Hasib, tucking up Misbah. Tries to work it down into the leg side, misses.
Boundaries have been at a premium over the last couple of overs. It's been some tight bowling from the Gladiators.
A replay of that one. Decent delivery. Cannons into the thigh pad. Just misses his midriff.
Thankfully, they don't want an injured Misbah Ul-Haq for sure.
Oh, that's an absolutely fantastic shot. Going and gone.
That one's not coming back again, I think. Once again, just getting underneath the ball, just moving his right foot, left foot rather, out of the way. Right in the zone.
Absolutely. Fantastic shot.
Massive. Short boundaries, you said?
Well, that one's out on the Ting Quan Road.
95 meters, I think.
And I don't imagine that one will be coming back, because that's a pretty busy road out there. I know it well, having crossed it on my first day here and managing to fall over.
Say again?
I fell over crossing that road on my first day here.
You did?
Yeah, bruised my ribs and my ego.
Oh my God. But you look fine. You're okay.
I'm okay. It was more embarrassment than anything else. There was lots of people that very much kindly wanted me to help me, and you just, when there's something like that happens, you're like, just leave me be.
No, yeah, I'll be good. 130 for 6. Just trying the leg cutter, going wrong that time. Hasib. We've got a new ball. Or have we found the old one?
It looks as if we've got the ball back. I didn't think we were going to see that one again, but it has arrived. Someone's obviously popped out onto the road and got it back for us. Thank you very much, whoever that was.
Max is going to be a happy man.
So that one is played out into the leg side. Yeah, Max Abbott,
Just hurried up on him a little bit.
tournament director here for the Hong Kong T20 Blitz. And our fellow commentator here in the comm box.
Sangakkara hasn't really had time on the middle with the bat so far. Definitely look forward to his batting this match.
He's just such a beautiful batsman to watch. And lucky enough to see him playing for Surrey recently. Recent times in the county championship and the 2020 stuff in England. That's down the leg side, almost a perfect ball, but just dragged a little bit further down the leg side and be given as a wide. But those Yorkers that are fired in towards the leg stump have been pretty effective so far. Badri practicing a paddle round the corner.
Last ball of the over.
Oh, very, very good. Slower ball Yorker right up in the block hole. Not a lot Badri could do about that. That's just about the perfect delivery at the death in a 2020 match.
Great way to finish off the over. A dot. 131 for 6 after 17.
We've seen there's been some more spin. So Badri, the man on screen there, World T20 winner with the West Indies. We'll be looking forward to see what he can get out of this pitch. As we see Brian Lara speaking with the manager of the Gladiator team. Looks as if he's signing a shirt. Can you imagine how many times Brian Lara's written his name?
I can't even think about it. If he had $1 for every time he signed an autograph. Mentor of the Gladiators.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure he must be itching as well to, hold the bat, get on the field. But I think he's happier sitting down and watching the game.
It's always interesting, isn't it? They say most professional cricketers, when they make that decision, they've had enough, are pretty happy with it. But Lara, one of the truly great names in cricket. So I was saying to Max, very much my boyhood hero. Remember watching him score 375 against England, and even though it was my team, I think I enjoyed every single second of it, and just as much when he made 400 not out against England.
Legendary batsman.
Slower ball, pushed out into the leg side. Ryan Tendiskata's back into the attack. His Essex colleague Jesse Ryder does the fielding.
Batting along with Samuel Bundry. New bowler bowling in. Ryan Tendiskata from the softball board end.
Ryan comes back for his last over, I guess.
Another reasonably rare dot ball for Misbah, but you would think he's going to be looking for the big shots this time rather than the singles. As
Definitely coming up now, definitely.
Well, we'll see what he can manage. As we saw yesterday, when he decides to go, he goes.
It goes well.
Doesn't quite get all of that. Bumps it up to long on. Where a slightly wideish long on. Asad Vala does the fielding. Just a little bunted shot there. I think he probably decided just before the end that it wasn't quite there for the really, really big hit.
I think Island United will be happy with about 30 runs from here. If they can get the score to about 165, I think they'd be happy.
Well, we'll see whether or not that's going to be a score that's defended. So far, in the matches that we've seen, this is match number 5, but that kind of score has not been anywhere near enough when sides have been around that. So we'll see whether or not when chasing it's going to be slightly easier, and whether or not Galaxy Gladiators Lantau can get their first win on the board.
But it's still a competitive total. 165, you still have to get those runs. A couple of batsmen will have to get in.
Good shot, Misbah Ul-Haq is on strike now on 49.
Another half century coming up for Misbah Ul-Haq, batting on 49. He's been the pillar of the batting for the Island United.
49 not out of 39 balls. He's hit 3 4s and 2 6s. Have to see whether or not he makes it back-to-back 50s.
He got about 30-odd runs in his last 7-8 deliveries yesterday.
Yep. 40 from 7, 6 6s and a 4.
Well, another half century for Misbah Ul-Haq. Another brilliant knock, much needed by his team, and he's always been there when his team needs him. Going up to Badri and having a quick chat with him. I think Badri is going to have to also look to play the big shots now. They've got 4 wickets in hand, just the 2 overs to go after this one.
So that one is a big shot from Badri, chopped away out into the offside. It's going to trickle away for 4 runs.
Yep, getting some bat on that one, and enough bat to take it down to the boundary line. Good way to finish off the 18th over.
So Jason Liu sitting on the bench there that did the fielding. He's in the Galaxy Gladiators squad. He's one of the Hong Kong Dragons players.
141 for 6 after 18.
Also played cricket for Cardiff Met University, where he's been studying in England. Jason Liu. We got the scorecard there.
Right, Galaxy Gladiators here. Not the best start. George Munsey out for 6, and Jamie Atkinson looked good for a bit, out for 22. Ehsan Khan again not being able to capitalize there. Bowled Rafiq for 7. Misbah Ul-Haq batting on 50. And Munir Ahmed again had a good knock yesterday, but unfortunate to miss out today.
Asib to be bowling. Misbah batting.
Yeah,
and
coming right at us. And another massive 6 from Misbah Ul-Haq.
Which hits our commentary box. Hopefully you heard the bang. That's the second one that's hit the commentary box so far this week.
Good thing we've got some shelter here. Misbah Ul-Haq breaking the shackles now. Gone past his half century. A 6 off the first ball puts tremendous pressure on the bowler. Hasib, he'll have to do well now.
Let's see if it's coming down. We're in the white box there. We can see if it hits us. There it is. Bang. Slower ball Yorker. Doesn't slow down Misbah. Pulls it away for 4 more.
Just brilliant batting once again from Misbah. Expecting that one. Moving back in his crease, staying deep in his crease. And once again putting that away with ease. Another boundary. 10 runs of the first 2 balls.
Yeah, huge pressure on Hasib now.
Should be looking at 180 now for sure. I think that's the target that Misbah Ul-Haq has in his mind. And he's going to get there.
And
another 6.
Straight towards us yet again. 6-4-6 from Misbah.
I think we should borrow the helmet from one of the players as well.
Over the DJ table there. You were lucky you're not sat there, Sasha.
Oh, I had a couple of close calls yesterday. But I'm luckier to be here. I'm happier to be here as well. 150 comes up with that.
That one is carved away. Not quite a boundary this time as Tendulkar does the fielding. That gets Misbah off strike.
No, he refuses a single on that occasion. He wants to stay on strike.
Oh, missed that one there. Looking away to see where the ball was going. He hasn't run through for a single. You're quite right.
Hasib must have thought for a moment that he's got the dangerous batsman off strike, but not to be. He's got a couple of more balls to bowl to Misbah. Here we go again. Where's this one going? Oh, good delivery on that occasion. Right up in the block hole. This time he takes the single. It's not easy bowling to these guys.
I see that mistimed one that trickles out into the offside.
I'm sure Badri is going to be looking at putting this one off as well. Last ball of the over. That's punched down. Just about managed to keep that in.
And they managed to get back for 2, which means that Misbah will be on strike for the start of the 20th over of the innings.
Good over this. 160 for 6 after 19. 19 runs coming off this over.
It's going to be Ryan Tendulkar that's given the, whether it's an honour and a privilege of bowling the last ball to Misbah Ul-Haq in this kind of form. But he's certainly got 6 balls to go. It's going to be Misbah that's on strike.
Well, we're all set to be.
He's 67 not out at the moment from 44 balls.
And he's got 6 more to face. And that one's out of here as well. It is.
Didn't quite get all of that one. Perhaps one that wouldn't have been a 6 on another ground, but small boundaries here. That one's gone. That moves him on to 73 from 45 balls.
What a finisher, what a finisher. Fantastic once again. Exactly how he paced his innings yesterday. Just launching towards the end.
Oh, and he's bowled. I thought I'd have bowled him for a second.
Just missed the stumps. Very, very close that. But good delivery by Ryan.
I really thought he had his man there. That would have been an absolutely fantastic dismissal, but just over the top of the stumps.
Where do you bowl to that man? That one again clears the fence, does it?
No.
Oh, it doesn't. One bounce and a 4.
Didn't quite get all of that one as well, but more than enough to clear the boundary.
Ryan will be happy with that, actually. A boundary. 10 of 3 deliveries, 3 more to go. Oh, brilliant bowling there. Great length.
Perhaps in other circumstances, he may have run a single there, but once again, Misbah's happy to stay on strike.
Does he get a hold of that one? No, he doesn't.
Good hit there.
Not quite all of that one again. They do go for the second run. Badri sacrifices himself to get Misbah back on strike. It's just a single and Misbah on strike, so Hong Kong Island United won't be particularly disappointed with that.
Yeah, he had to get back on strike there, Misbah. 1 run added to the total. Now the wicket falls, which doesn't really matter right now. We've got one last ball coming up, and we've got Misbah Ul-Haq who's going to be facing that.
Yeah, smart cricket there, this stage of the innings. Whether or not.
And I think a brilliant over this so far from Ryan. Under the circumstances, just giving away 11.
Rory Kane is the man coming out to bat. He'll be at the non-striker's end. Hasn't bothered putting a helmet on, so he won't be facing a ball.
But I think he still should wear a helmet because he's got Misbah Ul-Haq on strike, and we've got the umpire wearing a helmet. Right, last ball of the innings coming up. Ryan has done extremely well so far in this over. Bowled in the right areas. Here we go. Did you expect anything different? Absolutely not. That one sails over the boundary line once again. Another brilliant knock by Misbah Ul-Haq. Not quite the target that they probably had in mind, but almost there.
He's actually managed to surpass the score he scored yesterday now, finishing on 84 not out. So that's 82 and 84.
Brilliant, brilliant innings from Misbah Ul-Haq. Just taking off from where he left off yesterday.
Well, hopefully, Catherine will be able to find somebody to speak to in the not too distant future. And to give you an idea of what's happened so far, Hong Kong Island United have finished on 177 for 6 from their 20 overs. The star man, once again, Misbah Ul-Haq, who makes 84 not out from 50 balls. Other contributions down the order. We've had Jamie Atkinson making 22 from 15. Daniel Pascoe, 23 from 19. But once again, Hong Kong Island United are very, very lucky to be having someone of the talent of Misbah Ul-Haq. Of course, Hong Kong Island United, the sister team of Islamabad United, who Misbah also captains, the Pakistan Super League team, who won that particular tournament last year.
I think this is a pretty good total for them.
I think it's going to be challenging. I think this is definitely a more tricky surface than one that we've seen so far.
Definitely, and a good total for the bowlers to defend.
And here's Catherine with Asadwala.
Unfortunately, Misbah was a bit dangerous in those last few overs.
He's a very good player, quality cricketer. So they were, even though we pinned them back, but in the last couple of overs he got away from us.
And what about the total? Do you think you can easily beat that?
It's really good wicket to bat on. So hopefully we can get the runs.
All the best.
Thank you.
Well, that's great news for Hong Kong Island United, but a brilliant bowling performance from Asadwala. He's taken 2 wickets from 3 overs, conceding just 18 runs.
I'm quite surprised he didn't bowl his quota.
And we we will see whether or not it's going to be possible for Galaxy Gladiators Lantau to make it to this target of 178 to win. We've seen targets similar to that chased down with relative ease, but this is actually a different pitch from the one we saw for the first 2 days. It's slightly fresher. So whether or not that will make a difference, but once again, it's been Misbah Ul-Haq that's helped Islamabad Island United to a total that is definitely one that could be competitive.
Definitely competitive, and they've got the firepower to do it. They've got the batting to do it. Sangakkara, who will definitely look at getting some runs. This could be their last game of the tournament. They've lost 2 so far, but he definitely want to finish in style. Jesse Ryder again hasn't been among the runs. Anshuman Rath has looked good, in the couple of innings that he's batted, and he's definitely going to be a key if they're going to chase this down. But definitely looking at Jesse Ryder and Sangakkara coming good today.
Absolutely, this should be a brilliant chase. There's certainly lots of batting to come, but I think it'll be fascinating to see what the 2 Islamabad Island United spinners managed when they have a go on this pitch. We saw that Asad Wala got some turn, as did Azim Rafiq, and they've got Saeed Ajmal and Samuel Badri, both world-class spinners in their side.
And they had a pretty good stint yesterday. Samuel Badri getting a wicket off his very first delivery yesterday.
Yes, so we'll see whether or not he can do something similar. Badri obviously famous for bowling in the opening overs of 2020 internationals for the West Indies. Was part of that brilliant World T20 winning squad.
He's a bit of a skidder. You don't expect the ball to come at you.
And here, we're very lucky to say, is Catherine with a cricketing god.
Yes, we're very lucky indeed. Brian Lara is here, and the Galaxy have really pulled out the big guns and hired you as team mentor. How's it been in Hong Kong so far?
That's been good. Lacking a bit of sleep. Just got in from a 16.5-hour flight from New York. So it's been like about 48 hours with not much sleep. But it's been good. It's been good to come out and watch some of the youngsters in Hong Kong play cricket. Of course, rubbing shoulders with the older guys, the more experienced guys, the international guys is something that I hope they learn from.
Are you quite amazed at the enormity of this tournament, given it's only in its 2nd year?
Yeah, well, I understood that Michael Clark was here last year in the opening tournament, so it's good to have the likes of Sangakkara and Dilshan and all these guys, Sami. Successful West Indies T20 captain. So it's I think it's good because more importantly to have the associate players rubbing shoulders with all these internationals is only going to help them.
Yeah. And who have you been most intrigued to watch out of those legends?
Out of the legends, I'm a big fan of Sangakkara, so hopefully he can produce something today. But it's been good just to see everybody come out and support. Each team has roughly 3-4 very good international players. Some maybe just on the end of their career. But I think just to have them here, some coming actually from the PSL as well. So it's good for Hong Kong cricket. It's good for cricket in this area. And I think most importantly, the youngsters who come out to watch, the guys who've had the opportunity to play alongside those great players, I think it's great.
And the Hong Kong Sixers used to be a big tournament back in the day, which you played in. Did you enjoy playing in Hong Kong?
Yeah, most definitely. I remember quite vividly. My first year was actually 1994. That's the bumper year I had in world cricket with a couple of records. And I came out to Hong Kong, maybe a tired individual at the time. I came out after the county season and sort of like on a huge tour. It was great fun back then. I think I came back at the end of my career the next time, 2007 or maybe 2009. Not 100% sure, but it's great to play on these small grounds. You get value for your shots, which is good.
You feel good about yourself too. Well, the Hong Kong Sixers will actually be back this year, so you a chance of playing?
Not at my age. I don't mind coming to watch. It's not a bad weekend at all. But yeah, it's been going on for quite some time. A lot of great names have traveled out to Hong Kong to play, and I don't know, when is it?
I'm not sure. I'll get back to you on that, but we would love to have you here, even as a mentor. I guess we'll take that. Now, the Galaxy boys have been saying that you've been incredible. I think they're a little bit starstruck, but they've also said you've been, giving plenty of advice. So what's been your message to the boys?
I think trying to sort of dissect my career, I think that the mental side was most important. And what you'd have to get with these youngsters to get them very believing in themselves, get their self-esteem up high, and make sure that they play the mental side of the game correctly, because they're a bit of a disadvantage coming up against some really top cricketers. So my focus has been trying to see where they are mentally, get them ready for the game, and the practical side is going to take care of itself. Everybody has a certain amount of ability. I think today was a good showing with the ball, and hopefully we can follow it up with a good one with the bat.
I know they're a little starstruck, but how does it make you feel when you come into a new team and you can sense the players are a little bit intimidated, and I mean that in a nice way?
Well, I try to make it as easy as possible, have sort of like an open door policy, try to speak to the younger players. I think if there's any impact I'm going to make is with the younger players from Hong Kong, and making them feel comfortable. I mean, they're playing alongside a guy like Sangakkara. I mean, he's an outstanding cricketer, Jesse Ryder. So I don't think anybody's going to win this tournament without actually the local players playing a big part. So my job really and truly is to get them up to scratch, get the captain to believe in them as well, and make sure that the team is an all-around team.
Well, Brian Lara, it is great to have you here. I hope you get a little bit of a sleep, and we'll see you around on the weekend.
Most definitely. Thank you.
Yes, great to hear from the legend, Brian Lara, in the innings break there with his thoughts on this DTC Hong Kong T20 Blitz and his role with the Galaxy Gladiators Lantau. They were a bit unfortunate to be torn apart by the legend Misbah Ul-Haq in the back end of that first innings. Saw Hong Kong Island United post a score that was beyond what looked within their reach at the halfway mark. And opening the batting for the Galaxy Gladiators Lantau, it's going to be Anshuman Rath and Azim Rafiq. And it's a pleasure to be joined in the commentary box for the first time during this tournament by the Cricket Hong Kong CEO, Tim Cutler. Tim, thanks for taking a break from your hosting duties in the hospitality zone.
Just as I was leaving, Max, so thank you for walking me here, and what a spectacle we have there. Brian Charles Lara there, sharing his thoughts on Hong Kong cricket. I'm still, it's a little bit surreal, isn't it, really? But coming around, it's great to see the Boundary Club starting to fill up, the owners' tents and our private boxes there with KPMG. Great sponsor there, starting to fill up. And
that's Tim Cutler. That's, just so you know, that's Tim Cutler. That's what the CEO of Cricket Hong Kong looks like, ladies and gentlemen. And well-groomed.
And unlike News Desk, I'm wearing trousers and fully dressed the whole time.
Misbah Ul-Haq there. What a show he's put on so far in this tournament. And it's going to be a tough chase now for the Galaxy side because of that innings. Have they got someone that can repeat the heroics of Misbah Ul-Haq? Anshuman Rath has looked in very good touch so far in this series. He'll be hard-pressed to match the efforts of a man with about 24 years more experience than him.
It's always quite scary when you start talking in multiples of your own life span, really, isn't it, Max? There he is, 19 and a third, and trying to get every decimal point, every proportion in to work out how he is. But we talk about players being most impressed with and ones that have really got us most interested. I think Anshuman Rath's performance thus far as skipper and as a batsman has been amazing. So I'm really looking forward to this.
Tanvir Afzal here to open the bowling.
I was really afraid of putting a commentator's curse on there. But I think the poise and the maturity we've seen from Anshuman, batting with some of the stars of the game, with Kumar Sangakkara at the other end. I just think in the last year and a half we've just seen a stratospheric rise in the performance of Anshuman Rath, and everyone's been talking about him signing with Middlesex. In comes Tanvir Afzal. Very deft little shot there from Anchi.
Yeah.
Very delicate touch around the corner there.
Yeah, nice shot, and it's important for them to get going early in this innings because whilst I'm sure they'll back themselves to be ahead of the Hong Kong Island United comparative scores, say for example when Munir Dar was dismissed at the end of the 9th over, Hong Kong Island United were 4 for 62, so in 11 overs managed to score 115 runs. That's hit away into the onside. That's going to be fielded in the deep. Spot that guy.
Munir Dar fielding there. Evergreen Munir Dar played a key role in getting Hong Kong to the World T20 back in 2013 for the 2014 event in Bangladesh. Was the bowler of the tournament in the UAE, and then came back as a batsman in the World T20, playing a key innings against Bangladesh in that shock win. Good to see him still going around, as I heard Cambo and Charlie talk about over the last couple of days. One of the hardest batsmen to bowl to, I think, in Hong Kong. He plays a reverse sweep as comfortably as he does a straight drive, so good to see him out here, and Tanvir Afzal it again.
That's a great shot down the ground. That's going all the way for 6. Fantastic shot there to get the Galaxy Gladiators going. Azim Rafiq. It's been a handy replacement coming in at the 11th hour for Prasanna. And he's hit that.
And that's kind of 6 that we want to see, really, just falling over the boundary. Ball stays in bounds.
That's what we're looking for.
Outs. Kyle Christie takes the catch down at long on. Went for that 6 again over the top, but didn't make it. Hong Kong born Kyle Christie there in front of his face. Safe as houses, as they say. First wicket goes down.
Yep. Big early wicket. And you can see Azim Rafiq looking to get this Galaxy Gladiators chase going. He just didn't quite get it.
Jesse Reiner comes to the crease. I'm looking forward to seeing him bat actually today, Max. I think in his first 2 innings, he's shown glimpses of his potential.
So 11 for 1 the score. Tanvir Afzal with the early wicket here for Hong Kong Island United. Driven but fielded down the ground to bring the end of the over. So Hong Kong Island United defending this score of 177, which was really set up by one man, and that man was Misbah Ul-Haq, who after scoring 85 off 37 balls yesterday, backed that up with 85 off 50 today. Here it was, a fantastic knock, some huge 6s, and that one disappeared over the back of the stand. That's a big hit out there. Just paces his innings so well.
And Ryan Campbell talks about just how much time you have in the game, but Misbah just seems to have an extra second, doesn't he, watching that ball coming onto the bat. Oh, and you can see the long hair of John McKinley there, former Deputy Secretary of Home Affairs here in Hong Kong. Enjoying retirement, shall we say.
Yeah, great to be able to see some of the action there from Misbah Ul-Haq. What a fantastic player he is, and amazing at man of his age. He just does not seem to lose form.
There's just an eerie calm about him, isn't there? Just not much seems to bother him. I think every young cricket fan, and well, young and old cricket fan watching it, can learn a lot just from the way he goes about his businesses. Doesn't lose his cool, doesn't get too emotional either way, and he just waits, times his innings. I want to say reminiscent of Michael Bevan, but it's another class above that as well. You see Syed Ajmal coming into the attack. Jesse Ryder off the mark there. Janchi Rath 5 off 3 balls. Jesse Ryder off the mark. Sage Ajmal into Ryder. Just blocks that one back down the wickets. Quite circumspect there, playing on this new wicket.
Jamie Atkinson, no, Rory Keynes with the gloves. Thought Jamie Atkinson might have taken them, but in fact Rory Keynes a little edge off Jesse Ryder. Fantastic bowling from Syed Ajmal. Just was moving at the time when he was taking the catch.
I'm not sure if he actually got an edge there. I think there was a little bit of turn on this new wicket. Ajmal in again, just with that front of the hand arm ball there, but Rory Keynes, another one of Hong Kong's players, second year here in Hong Kong. Great to see the chances going out to our cricketers here, keeping to the class here of Syed Ajmal.
That's a great shot, just bunted over the covers for a couple of bounces and for 4. You can see the whistling culprit in the DTC mobile box. Great shot here from Jesse Ryder. Just waited on that one, went through with the shot, even though he was slightly early on it. Very safe area of the ground to hit to.
That's the Jesse Ryder we know, just waiting patiently there, hitting it over wide mid-off. Well, here we are, the Kookaburra T20 Blitz balls stamped specially for this tournament. I think we may be having to dip into those stocks of Cricket Hong Kong, even so. There's going to be some lucky holders of T20 Blitz stamped balls in those huge apartments we see to the northeast of Ting Kwong Road Recreation Ground. Kookaburra, another great supporter of Hong Kong cricket. Badri into the attack. Be very encouraged by that little bit of turn he saw last over. His skipper Misbah maybe has seen that and thought, let's get the spinners on. The energy on the ball that he gets, hopefully, from a United point of view, to see a bit of spin. And Shman Rath jumping on that short ball, playing behind square. Another boundary. Just waited on that, not too much fuss, and you see those wrists rolling over the ball. Textbook pull shot there from Anchi. Not the start that Badri's looking for there, but see how he can come back. Wide there again, just on the leg side. Rory Keynes not able to get across. 2 runs to Galaxy Gladiators Lantau.
Hit away into the onside. The fielder coming around. Easy two. Jesse Ryder. I'm sure the Galaxy team will be really wanting a big knock from him here today. Get these overseas players in. Their tournament life's on the line here today. They've got to chase these runs to have any sort of hope. And they need someone of Jesse Ryder's experience to really help them get there. Getting there quickly would help too in terms of the net run rate.
It's a great shot through the offside there. A little bit short, but really taking advantage of that. Made a really great noise here across Kwong Road. The two boundaries already in the over. This is exactly what Gladiators want if they're going to chase down this 178 for victory. Just freeing the arms there. Oh, another short ball. One bounce. Ilias, former Hong Kong captain and player, fielding down there. Jesse Ryder's taking advantage of that down the leg side. Badgery just struggling early on here. Another short ball on the leg side, and Ryder flicked that very nicely over 45. No run there as Ehsan comes in from behind square.
So Tim, from a Hong Kong CEO point of view, what's your review of the tournament thus far?
Well, I keep saying it, Max, but the weather for me has been the biggest concern. The hype around the tournament, the interest we're getting around the world. The only really thing that we can't control is the weather, but everything we can control, I think proud is the right word. I don't know how much work you've put in, but to have Hong Kong cricket here on the world stage, we can say millions of people now seeing this all around the cricketing world and beyond. We're getting contact from even some deepest, darkest places in the world where people are watching this. Far North China, Mongolia, people that are watching cricket have been in contact with us. Look, over the moon really is, I keep saying that, but 5 great franchises and how much they've invested in it, Max, amazing.
Just heard a message in my ear saying there's world-class TV coverage as well, so it has been very good. Glad the production crew could prompt me for that one.
I think they're able to do that. I think this has been another class above. Angie Rath just working that nicely on the leg side. Have you talked about where the cameramen have come from and how we've pieced the team together?
Yeah, we've got 2 cameramen here from Taiwan who follow the baseball. There we are. We're on now. They're trying to get us back with vision. We really like each other. That was weird.
Yeah. Well, sorry. Too much?
Ah, it's fine. That's a good shot. Well, not really a good shot. It was just flicked down to short fine leg for a single. Things getting loose here in the Cricket Hong Kong commentary box. But no, the team that has been put together, 2 cameramen from Taiwan with experience in baseball, following, you would have hoped you would have noticed that compared to our previous broadcast, the ball tracking, seeing those flying balls out of the ground, have been captured brilliantly from our cameraman. So it's flicked into the onside, and also shout out to Norman Hui, who puts this massive production together, works overtime behind the scenes to get the feeds out to all the social functions, stressing about our internet, whether it cuts out. He does a fantastic job. And Gary Burchett, former Fox Sports, now Costa Rican.
What's he saying to you, Max, in your ear? Is he happy being mentioned? Has he ever been mentioned live on air before?
He's staying very quiet now.
And having that kind of class here, you can see the change, can't you?
The architect of the Big Bash coverage for Fox Sports back in Australia. It's been great to have him put his experience behind this coverage, and there's been a very noticeable difference in what we've put together here. So a real thanks to the production team for bringing these pictures to you that has surpassed 1 million people watching in the first couple of days.
I was looking at the numbers last night, Max, and you and I were talking, which said Ajmal bowled this ball. Toe end of Angie Rath's bat there, just again, it seemed a bit of a knuckleball, but as the night wore on, another official function last night at our great supporter Stormies, I kept looking at them, and every time I looked back and the numbers backloading from yesterday, they just kept going up. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands watched each of the streams, each of the games thus far, and the numbers keep going up, Max.
No, it's been fantastic, and I think next year we just got to get Hawkeye. Let's try and fit that in the budget.
We might need probably a scoreboard here at the ground that's a nice LED board. Look at that. Anshuman Rath there as the score comes up 11 off 8. Rafik, the man out, 6 off 2. But Jesse Ryder, like a coiled spring, shall we call him, 18 off 13. I think really the key for Galaxy Gladiators Lantau, Anshuman Rath can play the, well, not quite the sheet anchor role, but he's your banker at the moment. But I think Jesse Ryder's the, what would you call him, the wild card potentially here.
Yeah, and I think we've got Kumar Sangakkara to come, and I think the Galaxy side, we're really looking for him to step up today. They've shifted him down to number 4. Anshuman Rath talking with Rory Keynes, his Hong Kong Cricket Club teammate behind the stumps. Knocked into the onside from Anshuman Rath. Looks in good form, and this has been a very solid start for the Galaxy team. They're right where they need to be at the moment. They've got their key men in Ryder at the crease and Anshuman Rath, and with Sangakkara to come. So they've got through a little bit of Ajmal and Badri. The appeal, that's going well down the leg side.
Sometimes the appeal there can stop the single. Jesse Ryder looking for that big sweep for 6 there. You can see him practicing that with the open, and it's going way down there. Rory Keynes doing his best as he's running to cut off the single. Hassan Khan in again. It's very straight. That's a great shot from Jesse Ryder, showing every ounce of his class there. Over the umpire's head, another boundary.
Yeah, what a shot from Jesse Ryder. He looks in good touch. This is the best I've seen him look in the third day. Just bunting that one, but with such power down the ground. We see Brian Lara nodding his head in appreciation.
He's another one, just cool, calm, collected, no fuss as well.
I reckon he could have played in this tournament, Tim. Brian out there could have been handy at
Well, if
number 5.
If we just forget for a moment that we're talking to a couple of 100,000 people, watching him play in the All-Stars versus Scorchers game recently in Perth. Geez, we're trying to make another headline for the Blitz. Him playing could have been just a bigger one again. Tanvir Asal cleaning up there, but no run. Anshuman Rath just looking to work it. And there's the unfamiliar look of Jamie Atkinson out in the field. Rory Keynes retaining the gloves.
That's a great shot through the covers. That is all class from Anshuman Rath. That's one that Brian Lara would be proud of.
I was about to say exactly the same thing, just as we're talking about Brian Lara there, just the free swing of the bat. Those hands of Anshuman Rath, wow. You know, we've seen a lot of 6s, but I think you're not going to see a better cricket shot than that.
Yeah, there he is, Brian Lara, and he was speaking with Catherine Lochnan from Fox Sports in the innings break, and didn't entirely rule out playing in the 6s. So there's a breaking news story.
Did he commit, or was it very non-committal? What was the
Kath? What was?
We're just going to Kath here for the adjudication. We're going to go to the bunker.
Don't know about playing, but interested in coming back. Well, we need him to play, Kath. So can you sort that out for us? Okay, he wants to know when it is.
Doesn't everybody?
October 27 to 29, the Hong Kong Sixers. Forward to having that tournament back on the calendar here in Hong Kong. What about that? 2 massive cricket events in Hong Kong a year. Gonna have to find some staff. CEO?
Well, I think we're going to be chatting to our friends above the border, and the cloning work that they're doing, Max, I think if we get 4 or 5 more of you, we're going to be okay. What do you think? It's a scary thought, actually. Yeah. Another Max Abbott in the world, let alone 4 or 5. But look, it's great to have this, and then the 6 is coming. Kyle Christie in the tack for the first time today. Was there an edge on that? No, 4 runs. Ian Thompson signals. Always the risk there when you got the keeper up to the stumps. I think we'll hopefully get a chance to see that again. Ooh. You see Rory Keynes disappointed there, just thinking up, back, stumping, pressure on the batsman there. 4 more runs to the Gladiators. On track here, Max.
It's been a great start to the chase here for Galaxy Gladiators, playing on this what's been a high-scoring ground. Kyle Christie, new bowler, bowled really well at the death for Hong Kong Island United against Galaxy Gladiators. Went on a pitch, that was a different pitch yesterday. This one today, I think it's played pretty much the same as the initial one. I haven't noticed too much of a difference.
Yeah, a little bit more grass on this one, which is probably more cosmetic, I think, than anything being out there yesterday afternoon. But geez, these 2 wickets have been amazing for T20 cricket, haven't they, Max?
Perfect, as that one's beautifully driven through the covers. That's 4. And Jesse Ryder just showing his class there.
I was talking to Chris Jordan last night about his experience thus far in Hong Kong, as we see that great shot from Ryder again from the reverse angle, and geez, he's just played that so easily. Talking to Chris and saying, the wicket, very flat, small boundaries. How do you see that from a world tournament point of view? He said, no, it's amazing. It makes me practice my skills, makes me have to work harder, and I really look forward to it.
Oh, what a shot.
That's a great shot. Foot down the wicket, and we can call that the Ryder scoop. What were we saying?
That's the Ryder sweep. I think it was more of a sweep. That was a beautiful shot, and it's gone down straight into Vance Chan's tractor down that corner of the ground, where we give the groundsman just a little section of space that remains in this venue to hold their various equipment.
And the way it's going with the ticket sales for the Boundary Club, they may be losing more space.
It might sell a tractor seat for tomorrow. Special.
The Gabba has the pool. We've got the
area
tractor.
to the groundsman's room. That's beautifully hit by Ryder. He's just put the foot down the ground and smashed that all the way for 6. The ball boys are ready. And Jesse Ryder warming to the task here. And the Galaxy Gladiators Lantau on track at the moment at 60 for 1.
I guess thinking about Jesse Ryder's just probably a year late with the Galaxy Gladiators Lantau previously being the Galaxy Riders. But
yes, good point.
Have you not brought that up?
No.
Wow.
Not.
So you've been missing me, haven't you, Max?
I have.
He's hit that well, though. Is it just flat, hard? It's a little knowing nod there between the batsmen there. Misbah talking to his young charger, Kyle Christie. What an experience for him as well. Kyle Christie coming home to Hong Kong where he was born. Plays grade cricket in Perth after he moved there from his upbringing in Hong Kong. The experience of just having Misbah at the top of your mark to help you out.
Walk up, better bowling from Christie, and it was what Director of Cricket Charlie Burke and Head Coach Simon Cook made mention of yesterday, was that the experience of these young players to be put under pressure, these Hong Kong players, put under pressure by these international stars.
I think that's really the main thing. Another thing we're hoping to get out of this tournament. It's great that we've got millions of people watching and people wanting to know more about Hong Kong cricket, and there we go, guests there in the KPMG tent. Great supporters they are of this tournament. And then just a little snippet of Alex Shepherd from New Balance there on the left. But the experience that our Hong Kong players are going to get playing with and against some of the best cricketers in the world. There we have Badri on the right and Misbah on the left. And then Jesse Ryder with the bat in hand. There's no real better experience than to be out in the middle and put under pressure, as you mentioned, that Charlie Burke had talked about. So much is on every game that Hong Kong plays. We've talked about so much in the past. It's just great to have this high pressure situation created for them, and just another advantage of this tournament to have 25 genuine world-class stars here with Hong Kong's best. And there's one of them on screen. Edgeman Rath. captain of the Galaxy Gladiators, pulls away. There's a little edge down there to short third man. Tanvir Asal doing the work there. Just didn't turn as much as he thought it would have, and Badgery could quite dangerous here after not his best first over, but the ball turning a little bit with his variation. Key couple of overs here. And there it is, the wrong and not picked by Anshuman Rathwell, taken by Rory Keynes.
Got that ball that goes underground, Badgery, doesn't he? That's a hard one to hit.
And on a wicket that everyone else has found it fairly easy at the ball, he just seems to be able to just have a little surprise in him, doesn't he? Geez, that's it well down there to long off George Munsey, or Henry George Munsey, doing the fielding there. Right in front of the, what are we calling this? The commentary huts, the box. What's the feeling here? The little white window that we look through.
Oh, he's beaten, that's gone, stumped. Ryder just dragged the foot out of the crease as he looked to go inside out against Badgery. And that's a big, big wicket for Hong Kong Island United.
Here we go, another Hong Kong-born star there, Tom Ingram, running out with the drinks. Oh, that's some smart work there by Rory Keynes. I tell you what, said to Rory Keynes 7 months ago that he was going to be keeping wicket to Samuel Badgery, stumping Jesse Ryder.
He was pretty cool about it. Not sure he was aware that Ryder had in fact dragged his foot out of the crease there, Samuel Badgery. And here's the man that the crowd want to see more of, Kumar Sangakkara. Can only manage 21 off 19 yesterday. A good bit of love there from Saeed Ajmal.
Is that the wrong one again there? I just played well inside of it. And that's just the difference of the pitch. It just turns a little bit more. T20 cricket, spinners, the impact that they've had on it. For me, great to see.
I think everyone in this ground would relish the opportunity to see Kumar Sangakkara play a vintage innings here. He's got a tough bowling attack to contend with that contains Syed Ajmal and Samuel Badgery.
See Dan Pascoe come into a catching position there, but it's well bowled again, just sliding across. Dan Pascoe there into first slip, the left arm spinner. This is what the crowds come to see. Kumar in bat. Blocks out there for a single and he's off the mark. Big wicket there, Jesse Ryder falling during that over. That's Kumar Sangakkara sitting off the mark. Ryder 41 off 23, didn't really break sweat. GGL now 68 for 2. Still need another 110 runs. All important, 8 wickets still in hands. 13 overs remaining. A lot of responsibility falls on those shoulders of Kumar Sangakkara coming to join skipper Anshuman Rath. Ehsan Khan, who's been great for Hong Kong since he's come into the team, coming to bowl. Not much turn there for him, but good angles there, just into middle stump. No run. Good call there by Sangakkara there. Kyle Christie, little fumble running in there. That's the pressure on the infield. Galaxy Gladiators onto 69 in the 8th. Anshuman Rath just using his feet, working it into the leg side there. Well done by George Muncie. They're coming from the boundary. Great shot by Sangakkara, just using the pace of the ball behind square, down to the Peroni Boundary Club. Ehsan Khan thinking, what did I do wrong there? All Sangakkara using the pace there. How many times have we seen that over the years? Worked away nicely there, another single. Rath again just working it down there, just ticking along nicely there. The wicket hasn't slowed down the run rate too much, which Gladiators want to keep on top of. Just looking at tick under 9 runs and over required. And as we know on this Kwong Road Recreation Ground, keep those wickets in hand, the runs will flow with that lightning quick outfield. And GGL now 76 for 2 after 8 overs. Badgie will continue into his 3rd over. It's the figures of 1 for 18 off his 2. Majority of those runs came in the 1st over, as we see the camera spanning across Asad Vala there, trying to keep warm. Badgie now into his 3rd. Wrong and again. Great shot by Anshaman Rath. Rocked back, placed it between those 2 fielders. 4 more. Not sure we can call him the young master yet, but the very, very impressive Anshaman Rath. You can see the Peroni Boundary Club there starting to fill up, and Dan Parr from Fast Track Hong Kong ready for the catch off the boundary, but it was not to be. That Anshi just falling the single. Sangakkara, very full ball out there, hitting out quite square to Munir Dar. So Max, keeping an eye on those stream numbers. We'll just let Badgie come in for this ball. Great shot by Anchi there. Cole, oh, it's George Muncie down here. Does the work again. So how are we going? How those stream numbers look? Oh,
they're about as good as that Anshaman Rath cover drive. Yeah, already just on our Facebook channel, which is certainly not the only means of watching this DTC Hong Kong T20 Blitz. Already over 250,000 tuning in from around the world. I dare say we might crack the million today.
Sorry, say that again. There are 250,000.
250,000
wow.
people into watching cricket in Hong Kong. That's bunted down the ground, and this is where Sangakkara's experience will be invaluable here for this Galaxy side. And what an opportunity this is for Anshaman Rath. I mean, this is what it's all about from a Cricket Hong Kong point of view. Have a left-hander like Anshaman Rath who resembles in style Kumar Sangakkara. To be out there in the middle in a run chase is, from a coaching point of view and the cricket staff, you can't put a price on this experience for someone like a 19-year-old like Anshaman Rath.
We always forget just how young he is, but wise beyond his years, both mentally but also with his ability. And I think it says it all how far he's come along. The Peter Miller mistake and one of Kumar's shots for Anchies. It's wide down the leg side there, signalled by umpire Ian Thompson, catching up with Peter after that first day. I think he said he erred once and Kumar played a cover drive and he thought it was actually Anshaman Rath playing it. So if there's a greater compliment, I think I'm yet to hear it.
Well bowled from Hassan Khan. It's got a bit gloomy here. I don't know if it's fog. It's hard to tell the difference in Hong Kong between fog and cloud, but it's very misty looking. The temperature's dropped a little bit just as it was warming up. Just haven't quite had the sunshine we'd hoped for, but it's not rain.
Just looking at the stream here, Max, that already this morning the stream has reached 1.8 million people's feed. Hanshamanrath watching Kumar Sangakkara play that shot. Just didn't quite get the angles right. Ehsan Khan there, I think, very lucky. Not so much turn for Ehsan from this end, but getting his angles just a little bit wide there. Sangakkara there working the ball into the outfield, looking for two, but Henry George Muncie comes in to hip to one. See there, 91 runs from 63 balls. Just under 9 runs and over now. With the 2 key men for Galaxy Gladiators out there now. Just a few spots of rain out there, I've been told. We can see the ground staff getting ready, but not panicking too much. A little bit of misty rain was forecast, so thankfully it's not, well, it's not too much of a surprise, but hopefully it sticks to that and that's all we see. People watching around the world. If we can get both of these matches in today before the weather hopefully clears over the weekend. Hanshamanrath not out of 28 off 23 balls. Asim Rafiq and Jesse Ryder the men out. Rafiq 6 off 2. Jesse Ryder 41 off 23, but that man Kumar Sangakkara has come in and just worked the ball around nicely. And welcome back into the box, the cricket geek, Peter Miller.
Hello, Cuts. How are you?
You sound a little bit reticent there, but I'm very well.
I always love to see you.
Actually, great pull shot there. One bounce out to Jamie Atkinson.
Just been tweeting about Hanshamanrath. I basically said he's young, handsome, talented, really nice man. I think I might hate him.
I was going to say, it's almost exactly the same as you, except he's young, handsome, and talented.
And nice.
I still leave you one. Are you tweeting from the Hong Kong account there, or yourself?
Well, myself. I'm not doing banter from the Hong Kong account. I'm just doing score updates from there.
Worked nicely there off Kumar Sangakkara's hip.
But it's Mr. Cutler that's helped me get out here for this tournament. For that, I'm very grateful. Thank you very much.
Well, don't thank me yet. You've done okay. I think you've been working long days. All the press releases you've seen coming out have been courtesy of Mr. Miller, which has probably given Max an extra hour's sleep a night, which is great. That's a great shot by Hanshamanrath. Just working it, just twisting the bat in the hand. That's 6 runs.
So much talent, this boy. I was talking to him yesterday. I was talking about the switch hit for 6. I mean, this is a little paddle up over the top, but I said, was he going to play it again? And he said it was one and done. But I think he's still got it to play him in again. Just all the shots, so much class.
I asked him the same question. I've never seen him play that shot before. So it was a bit like a Mike Gadding and Mark Waugh. I said, have you actually played it before in training? He said, yes. I'm not sure I believed him. I did watch it again, and I think you thought it was perhaps a real switch hit that he's changed his hands, but he kept that left-handed grip on the bat and changed his stance, and geez, didn't he hit it well.
19. Sickening.
We talked about likes of Graham Smith, captaining his country at age 20, but Jesus, boy's got a bright future. The more I talk, the more I think, are we putting the mocker on him?
it's good to see Tanvir Afzal back. Had some injury problems, hasn't he? But he came back for the first-class match against the Netherlands here, am I right in saying?
Yes, it was really unfortunate on that high-performance tour of Australia when Hong Kong were lucky enough to play in 2 games against the Thunder, 1 against the Sixers and a couple against the New South Wales second 11. Broke his finger in a warm-up. So it's good to see him back.
Batted well today as well, I thought.
Yeah. It's a funny one, Tanny. So talented. And we talk about the talent that's out there today. And I've had the, we'll call it the pleasure for the moment of bowling to him. Just sometimes shot selection and timing his innings. He scored, I think, one of the fastest centuries in World Cricket League Championship history when he scored 100 against the UAE back in November 2015. There's so much talent, and it's great to see him plying his wares here, and he's actually on the Caribbean Premier League draft list as well.
Takes place tonight, 9:30 Hong Kong time, I believe. I'm almost tempted to work it, but I think I might give myself the evening off, Tim.
Anshuman Rath is working it back down the field there. You going to give yourself the night off? What time did you work to last night?
About 11. And then sleep wouldn't come, so I was listening to the ODI in the West Indies because I'm mad.
Sangakkara working that nicely into the leg side.
What
by name, by nature, really, the cricket geek. You know, you've got the... Is the best Twitter handle?
I think there's probably people that are more nerdy than me, but probably people that don't watch as much cricket as me.
You also get paid for it.
I do,
for most of it,
which is crazy. So I'm sure anyone listening to this broadcast will think I'm not entirely sure as to why. But yeah, no, it's fantastic. I mean, I'm so pleased to be here. Just absolutely in love with Hong Kong. Had some great time wandering around last night. I went to Temple Street last night and had some lovely Cantonese food, and then went around the street markets. I got offered some great bargains.
Sangakkara down the ground, and that is an amazing shot. Ehsan Khan wiping the brow. How do I bowl here? It's gone like a bullet back past Ehsan Khan and umpire Ian Thompson.
George Munsey's a fantastic fielder. Really impressed with him in the field. He couldn't get there, though.
That's another great shot. Just as we're talking about him using the pace last over, hitting the ball back down the wicket like a bullet. Behind square, 2 men already placed there, and right between them again.
Keep going on about this all the time. But for a 19-year-old guy making his way in the game...
And Sangakkara, you've done it again.
No, I'm saying this wasn't what I was going to say.
Okay.
I was going to
thought
say...
you were mistaken Sangakkara for Rath again.
I was going to say, it's great for Rath to be at the other end, watching someone who's, surely somebody who wants to model himself. Just there's so many touches. But I have, on a couple of occasions, got confused between Rath and Sangakkara because they do look very similar in their batting setup, but I didn't that time. You just stitched me up.
Well, I'm not going to apologise because I was trying to save you, but I'm glad I didn't have to. But I kind of did. But
no, I was just saying, so great for Anshuman to be down the other end watching those kind of shots from Sangakkara.
So we were talking about Tanvir Afzal. He was unfortunately on the receiving end of a... There we are. Always... I'm not sure it's the best for everybody here, but that's...
Thankfully, the television's hiding me a little bit, which is good news.
Do you want to bring yourself out of it a little bit and show everyone your smiling face? That's a little bit scary, and hopefully the kids can still continue to watch. But Tanvir Afzal unluckily broke the ring finger on the, I think it's his right hand, and we actually brought him back to Hong Kong to have it operated on by a specialist, and he had a couple of pins in there. Actually, I went there to help him check out a hospital, and yeah, he was all wrapped up like a mummy there on his hand, and it's great to see him back because as we've seen with some of the wicket keepers, and watch that Kyle Christie coming back in the attack, bowl this ball. Worked off his hip. We have to look at someone like Tim Payne, who broke his finger playing back in a Johnny Walker All-Star 11 back in Australia, the impact that can have on a player's career. So it's good to see Tanvir Afzal, who's been an amazing performer for Hong Kong over the years. Remember in the World T20 in 2014, taking 2 wickets in the first over against Bangladesh, Tamim Iqbal being one of them, an LBW on a bowl that really set the tone for that amazing victory. So it's good to see you back out here.
Carl Christie is a young talent that's kicking around within the Hong Kong setups. Played the one ODI, hasn't he? It wasn't the best game for him. I think he just bowled one over and got out for naught. But is he well thought of amongst Hong Kong cricket ranks?
Inauspicious, I'd call that start. He was struggling with his run-up. I think he bowled 3 no balls, unfortunately. And he only bowled that one over, and that was the game against Papua New Guinea, that the only one of the series that Hong Kong lost, winning that series 2-1. But he's one that came from our Bring Them Home campaign, about going around the world and really keeping touch with everyone that was born and brought up in Hong Kong and bringing them home to play for Hong Kong. So great seeing him here again today.
Based in Perth, right? Is that right? Western
Perth,
Australian?
Yeah, so whilst he's here as a local player, it's great to see Hong Kong and Island United picking him as a local player and still covering the costs of his accommodation and flights. So from a franchise point of view, and it's great from Leonine Sports, Ali and Amna Naqvi, great owners there, but to go that extra mile for Hong Kong cricket and get another young guy who's almost another overseas player from a financial point of view back into the tournament. What a shot. Come down the wicket. You see that ball tracking great from our cameraman there, but it's gone way over his head. You see head coach Scott McKechnie there clapping, and just a couple of spots of rain, Peter.
Yeah, well, hopefully it stays away. Unfortunately, what I've discovered, when it does rain in Hong Kong, it rains. So we'll see whether or not they can stay on. But as Kumar Sangakkara there, stroking it down the ground. We haven't seen the best of Sangakkara as of yet, but we are today. But what I might do is go and see if I can find a Duckworth-Lewis sheet and pop back.
So you'll be stuck with me for a bit, but not to worry. But that was just a great shot. Using his feet against the medium pace of Christie, and couldn't be much straighter. Over the side street and into the baseball fields there on the southern end of Ting Kwong Road recreation ground. A little bit further, it might have been coming back very wet from Victoria Harbour. We see a couple of umbrellas going up now. You don't want to see that, but hopefully it doesn't get any heavier. Well, Peter will come back with the Duckworth-Lewis shortly, so we can see where GGL sits. See score there, 2 for 118. The all-important Duckworth-Lewis at the moment.
They're a fair way ahead at the moment. So that one's hooked around the corner, almost the wicket. But with 2 wickets down at the end of the 13th over, they need to be on 101. So they're actually 18 with that single ahead.
Yeah, and if we look ahead from a wickets point of view, they're probably another wicket or 2 in hand of being ahead of the rate. So Scott McKechnie, I'm sure there is getting the gloves and the drinks ready for the batsmen to keep them abreast of the situation. Kyle Christian again. Ooh.
Now, I spotted that earlier, and then as soon as the rains thought, I thought I'm going to go grab that from the person I saw it with, and we can find out exactly what the deal is. So yeah,
it wasn't the match referee, was it?
No. Marina, I think, had it. So anyway, little bit of a pain there for Anshuman.
I think it must just missed. I think he gave it a bit of a rub. I think that's just that dull pain rather than that pain that really does tear up your body, and was able to your soul secedes from your body. Unfortunately, anyone that's ever played cricket's probably and being male's probably experienced that same pain.
There's a great quote that I heard from Tony Gregg that said about his wife that it says a lot about cricketers that they protected the downstairs region 100 years before they started protecting their heads.
Well, just says a lot about humanity, really, doesn't it?
So it's going to be Saeed Ajmal that comes back into the attack. Kumar Sangakkara is the batsman.
It's a great shot there behind square, and we've just had the match referee, Matt Stiller, come and take his Duckworth-Lewis sheet back. You did steal it from the match referee, didn't you?
He didn't have it, but it may have been his Duckworth-Lewis sheet. Well, you know, we're just trying to get the information out there to the people then. We've got these people watching. I've been told that the numbers are impressive, Mr. Cutler, for the people that have been tuning in.
Well, I'm just keeping an eye on the stream of Facebook comments, and let's keep it all respectful and task here, but at any one time we've got many thousands watching, and the numbers of even this game of how many it's got into almost 2 million people's feeds.
It's terrifying. As Ajmal comes in around the wicket, bowling to Anjuman, who works it out into the leg side.
A little bit of flight there, and I'd love seeing that as a spinner. I know I'm here as a commentator and as a CEO, but with these small boundaries and shorter boundaries, no shorter than some of the test grounds in India, of course, but to see a spinner toss the ball up, there's nothing more exciting for me.
Well, if you toss it up and pitch it up, you've got these guys clearing the front leg and smashing it into the softball court, so got to be a bit careful.
As the great Greg Matthews said, go spin to win.
Run rate required, 8.77 over, well within reach for these two batsmen. I've met Greg Matthews once. He's an absolutely fantastic character.
Has he blocked you on Twitter yet?
No, he's not one of the people that's blocked me on Twitter. Not as of yet, no.
We've been through your block 11. We'll come back to that.
Do we have
comes
to?
Comes into bowl. Anjuman Rath, great sweep shot there, but Munir Dar does the fielding there. Bounce throw into Rory Keynes. Be careful with the bounce throws here with the water on the outfield. I think as a spin bowler, if I saw a bounce throw coming in, I would be having a word or two.
Yeah, good to see the umpires keeping them out there as I try and change the subject away from the people I've been blocked by on Twitter desperately. But yeah, it's definitely a persistent drizzle out there now, but the umpires are keeping them out there for the time being.
Rory Keynes doing some great fielding there, and that's the furthest I think I've ever seen Rory run. So good work there, but keeping it to him to one. And as we're just give you a little insight into our world in the commentary box, Peter Miller here has done some great research on all the international players and the Hong Kong players. And so we go down the list, we've got Rory Kane, misspelt, and nothing. So what have you learned about Rory as you've watched him in the last couple of days?
Yeah, he's looked all right. I saw him face not a ball as the scorecard comes up on the island, on the scoreboard here. So we've got Anjuman Rath, 40 off 34 balls. Jesse Ryder played brilliantly for 41 from 23, and Kumar Sangakkara is currently 33 not out from 24 balls. Yeah, it was the difficulty sometimes when you've not had guys playing outside club cricket, it's quite difficult sometimes to find them.
Now, didn't see that there, but went for the big hoy over cow corner, a little inside edge onto the pad there for the single. Looks like the rain has, well, not stopped. There's still a bit of a misty drizzle, which I think everyone around the world, we can say this, watching this stream, is happy to see. Kyle Christie comes in again to bowl. Anjuman Rath getting across there, another dot. I saw Sangakkara, the first ball of that over. We saw the wide shot before he came in, taking a big pre-step to leg. So I'm not sure. So 10 runs and over as we're at now, whether these two batsmen need to do too much different. But so if Kyle Christie can bowl tight over here, it really does put the pressure onto the Mantel batsman.
But to go back to your Rory Kane question, I've seen him wicket keep, took a stumping yesterday, but I've only seen him not face one ball because he didn't bat yesterday. But hopefully over the coming days I'll get to see some more of him.
Lucky enough to play cricket with Rory at Hong Kong Cricket Club. He's a Scorpion, one of the 3 elite league teams there, and look, I'm really happy for him. He's been a true gentleman in Hong Kong, and good to see him there with the gloves. Kyle Christie bowling a great over here, just a little slower, shorter ball there, and Kumar Sangakkara bottom edge.
Decent stop there from Ashan Khan.
I'll tell you what, this is turning out to be a great over from Kyle Christie. This has the potential of being a game changer here if we can keep this to under 6 runs off this over. It's great to see the young man putting these two class batsmen under a bit of pressure. Just as we're saying that, Anjuman Rath has jumped to the offside, played it over that short man at 45 for a boundary. That's how you release some pressure, isn't it, Pete?
Absolutely class shot, and once again we've seen every time you've seen seamers drop it at that just a little bit short, it's been so easy to hook and pull them away.
Oh geez, I thought he hit that a little bit finer, but he's just hit that flush, hasn't he, behind square. Great shot from Anjuman Rath.
Well, The great thing about Anshuman, from what I've seen of him, either watching live here in Kowloon or on the streams, as he works that one away for another single, thinking about a second, but changes his mind.
I like that you're pronouncing it properly now. I think you heard Kowloon for a while. There, weren't you? A little bit confused.
Yeah.
Kowloon.
Kowloon, I'm getting there.
Yeah. How's your Cantonese going?
I was saying earlier, I tried it in the cab this morning, so I said, Tim Kwon Do Xing.
That's good work.
And she is thank you. Am I close?
A little bit of Mandarin you're saying there, but
Am I?
So we'll move on.
I'm trying.
Ngoy would be your
Ngoy.
Ngoy-san was thank you, and Ngoy-san thank you for service or a present. But no, you've done well there with road being dol and street is gay. It's always a tough one. I think that's why Uber's been so popular here, that you don't have to get out your taxi cab Cantonese. Ajmal into bowl. Anshuman Rath down the wicket. A couple of bounces. George Muncie doing the fielding down there. But it's a tough old language to get the tongue around, especially if you're only speak English myself. Unlike many of the kids that we've seen playing and the school kids coming in who are trilingual these days. It's a tough one. 9 different tones in Cantonese.
I like to think of myself as somebody being reasonably good at languages. I've learned some Italian when I lived there, and I can do it.
Some Italy.
I learned some Italy,
yeah.
And a little bit of German. But yeah, it was very difficult. I was listening on Google Translate to try and work out how to say the words. But yeah, I think I'd like to spend some more time here and give it more of a go. But it's about confidence a lot of the time. And we're just wondering, Tim, whether or not we could have some Cantonese from you.
I guess the viewers are watching the cricket. They're not seeing our little interlude of moments here, but I'll see what I can get. Ajmal into Anshuman Rath again. I'm not sure we want to hear it from me here. As the camera's panned around, we've seen the flowing locks of Jonathan McKinley. Oh dearie me, nobody wants to see me there, but who has been working, or he's now retired, but been in Hong Kong for over 25 years and speaks Cantonese and reads Chinese. But all right, we'll see what we can do, because trying to get to work in the morning is a struggle sometimes. Making sure that you can pronounce where you're going. So we work at Olympic House at Hong Kong Stadium. So when you get in a cab, you've got to make sure you go through all your zones and all your areas. So it's Dai Khao Chung, which is stadium in So Kom Po, and O Wan Dai Lo, which is Olympic House. And I'm murmuring my pronunciation there, but if you keep saying it over and over and over again, generally they'll understand. But it's really hard to get your tones right. And Cantonese is such a hard language. You can say one word differently that can mean completely opposite, or sometimes something abusive. But I think the Hong Kongers love it when people are trying to learn and work, and they'll speak it back and try and help. So just another great part about Hong Kong.
It's absolutely, I mean, I could sit and gush about it all the time, and some of my friends on Twitter have been teasing me about how many pictures and everything that I've been posting about being here, but it's just an absolutely fantastic place to come. And I actually think, and you know, this is legitimately from a cricket fan point of view, this week of coming and watching this cricket here and being able to see this city is a fantastic cricket tourism opportunity that perhaps isn't necessarily on the beaten path.
Couldn't agree with you more there. I think let's call this the first real big year of the Blitz after last year's tournament that was organised in 7 weeks, and Max Abbott stepped out of the box because I think he's also got an event to run. He's the everywhere man, Max Abbott. But this lead-in time and the calibre of players we've got here, and I can see their boundary club filling up. And what an option it is to come down on a Friday afternoon to watch some world-class cricket. I think people might just be marking their calendars. We've of course got the Hong Kong Sevens coming up in a few weeks in April. That rugby tournament that's really reshaped the sport. I think the Blitz may be making its way onto some people's notepads. I hope. Meanwhile, the Garci Gladiators move on to 136, and Anshuman Rath, that's 50 for this young star. just does it so easily, doesn't he? I'm just checking the numbers there. I think it's 50 or 42 balls. He's just never looked troubled in this tournament. Trying not to put the curse on him whatsoever, but if the Galaxy Gladiators are able to get away with their first victory here today, it's going to be built around this amazing knock by the skipper. And there he is at the striker's end with a C next to his name with Kumar Sangakkara, one of the most successful skippers for Sri Lanka ever. At the other end, winning a World T20.
As Tanvir Afzal comes into bowl, reverse shot. Oh, he went for a switch hit again, didn't quite pull it off. He was right, should have been one and done. But it was interesting, I spoke to him yesterday, and I spoke to him on the press day here, and I was talking about his fantastic innings of 134 against the Netherlands as we see that missed reverse sweep. Decent piece of wicket keeping to stay with the ball and not let it go past. Wouldn't have hung onto it, but another time with the bat swinging around could have been a distraction there from Rory Kane. But one of the things he said is that as much as it's nice to score runs, what he really wants to do is he wants to win matches of cricket. And talking about that brilliant innings in the List A match against the Netherlands, he was a little bit frustrated that it wasn't on a winning cause. Those matches, for anyone that watched them on the fantastic stream that Cricket Hong Kong put out, really impressed with just how wonderful some of the batting was in that game. But unfortunately, from a Hong Kong point of view, it was the Netherlands that came out on top. Still a little bit of drizzle in the air. I can feel a few spots on my face, even inside our little commentary hut. Another absolutely fantastic shot. We've seen, which is absolutely blessed with so much batting. That time Kumar Sangakkara pulling it away for 4.
Just as we see that required run rate coming up. 12 runs, 2 runs a ball required. That's at least 2 boundaries and over, and Lantau now with these wickets in hand, really looking to up that run rate. And there we see some of the Lantau Cricket Club, the Lantau Buffaloes, here watching their team play.
Another lovely shot, this time just for 1 with Munir Dar doing the fielding. One of the interesting things about this match, with it being a fresh pitch, it was difficult to know exactly what a par total would be. And the suspicion was, when me and Max were on commentary earlier, that maybe, and when I was speaking with Sasha, who was in with me, was that 177 was okay, but perhaps still a little bit short. And certainly from what we've seen from these guys, it should be 190, 200 that teams are looking for on these pitches with, as you said, short but not super short boundaries, but large enough to be an international cricket ground after all.
Absolutely, and we saw some great matches against the Netherlands. You know, unfortunately, those 2 matches weren't ODIs, but to see the Netherlands score 300 plus, and for Hong Kong to score 300 plus trying to chase, and there's Brian Lara looking, well, he's reflective, shall we say. Not stressed.
Well, Asad Walla sat next to him there, looks slightly more worried. He's the next man in. Some nervous feet jiggling going on there. Of course, a Papua New Guinea player.
Great shot back down the wicket. 1 bounce for 4. George Munsey, just talking about how good his fielding's been. That wasn't quick enough to get there. One of the fittest guys. And that run rate still sitting at about 2 runs a ball required. And that's a great shot from Sangakkara, just trying to take the pressure off.
So is it Henry George Munsey or George Munsey?
Henry for me, because he hates it. Nice shot by Sangakkara. 1 out to Dan Pascoe, who hasn't bowled yet.
No, he bowled yesterday. I'm sure he bowled yesterday. Left arm spin.
Hasn't bowled today, though.
No, didn't bowl today. He bowled yesterday.
He's actually United's first pick in the draft. Actually, there another single there. Ryan Campbell, current but soon to be former head coach there at Kowloon Cricket Club, knows Dan Pascoe's bowling very, very well. He's been the player of the year for Kowloon in the last 2 years, taking them to Premier League titles as well. In the air.
I'm not sure whether that's 4 or 6, that one. What we got from the umpire? 6.
6. So they just hit that DTC Toblerone on the full, and that is 6 runs to Kumar Sangakkara, who in the process goes to his maiden Blitz half-century.
So much fun to be watching this level of batting here in Hong Kong. Guys have done so great to get this level of talent there. 52 off 35.
That's 5 boundaries, 2 sixes. That's at a rate of just on 150. Oh, look, Ian Thompson now. Oh, he's changed it back.
Changed it back to a 4.
Let's see if we can hopefully get a replay of that. But that's one of those signals that you don't get to see too often these days with the cancel last decision.
Here we go, replay now. Badri coming in and bowling. Drive out into the leg side as it bounces just in front of the rope.
Just a little half volley. That's good umpiring.
That is good umpiring. Well done, Mr. Thompson.
Sangakkara again off the hip there. That's another much-needed boundary. As you can see the Kowloon Cantons players in the background. I just love that little bit of vision there. He's coming to bowl. You can see the eyes of Ian Thompson looking astutely at that front foot landing, and that's the life of an umpire, especially here where you don't have those replays. Another boundary there to Sangakkara.
Oh, that is an absolutely beautiful shot. That has gone a long, long way, all the way down towards the softball court there. A brilliant drive for 4, slightly overpitched from Sam Badri, and as we've seen over the 3 days of cricket we've had here, you pitch it full as a spinner, you're going down the ground for 6 runs.
We're having a bit of a debrief last night with some feedback from some of the players here from overseas, all the things we were doing. Someone said, well, remember the Mercantile Mutual Cup and having the Mercantile Mutual sign? Could you have something like that here? I said, we could do that, but we might have to put out a big target in the middle of the softball field for people to land it on. You know, great that we've been able to get this many people in here. We don't have the big stadium grandstands for people hitting into the first and second tier, but gee, some of these big, I don't know, what do you reckon, 80, 95 metres there?
Well, that's the thing, as much as people, 15 needed from 12 ball, but yeah, as much as people will quite rightly say that these aren't long boundaries, these aren't small hits. That's the thing, is that there's lots of them that would have been 6 any ground on the world, and that one certainly would have been.
I think that's it. It's just, I think the way it appears on the camera there with no big grandstands, it's as big as some of the test match grounds that the Aussies are playing on in India at the moment. And it's great for the chance for these fans to be so close to the action. But here we come down the money end of the game. 15 runs off 12 balls, and young Cole Christian to bowl the 19th over.
We're at the point now as there is still a little bit of drizzle in the air. Galaxy, Gladiators, Lantau are so far ahead of the Duckworth, Lewis, that it doesn't really come into it. So they just need to make sure that if they do stay out there for these remaining 11 balls now, that they don't stuff this up. But it'll be difficult to them from here.
Got to say that Lantau is looking favourites here to get their first win on the board, and that'll be their first Blitz win. Of course, they went winless the tournament last year as well, so 14 runs off 11 balls now. Sangakkara looking to free the arms and get one into those new units over there, but just manages one. And then Jamie Atkinson doing the fielding.
It's good to see Jamie Atkinson here today. Max was telling me he's got the day off work to come and play.
Yeah, of course, Jamie's head of PE at the French International School, which is up on Wong Nai Chunggap Road, right just below Hong Kong Cricket Club. It's great to see when our young stars get such a great job, but even better to see him on the field. That'll be a wide down the leg side there. Rory Kane's putting the pressure on, keeping it just to that 1 run, so that's 2 to the score.
That one just down the leg side. I think you're right. I think it's a wide. There's some suggestion that perhaps it hit the pad.
I'm blocked here, Peter. You can see the game. I can see a white wall. Maybe I'm not sure if it'll signal wide then. So you see the. There we go. Just change the score back there. So 11 from 10. We've been talking about Lantau with 8 wickets in hand, hoping to get their first win here against the fancied United team.
Oh, decent ball from Christie, a swing and a miss from Kumar Sangakkara.
Good bowling here from the young man.
He's done well today.
He's gone for 38. He's in his 4th over, but it's like how he's stuck to his lines there and trying to cramp Sangakkara up, who missed the ball, but it went past the leg stump.
Just theoretically 2 hits away from the win now for Lantau. And that one is driven down the ground. Bit of a thick edge there as it trickles up to long on. Just 10 needed from 8 balls now.
George Muncie there on the boundary. Christie in the bowl.
Unsherman tries coming down into the offside, and that's gone down the leg side. We're interested to see what the umpire signals there. Looking now, and he has given it a wide, and that's a little bit unfair there, isn't it?
Look, I have to say it's very unlucky there. Rath has come across to the offside there, and a close one there.
But he's come such a long way over, and that's not very long way down the leg side. I think it's just clever bowling, really, and sometimes you need to reward clever bowling in a format of the game that's so hard on bowlers. I think he saw him go in.
Be that as it may, Lantau approaching his winning score. Sangakkara again opening the shoulders there.
Fantastic running to come back for 2 there.
For 2.
It's definitely very dark. There seems to be slightly more drizzle. It certainly isn't raining, and as I was saying, when it rained on day 1 of this tournament, it rained hard.
Shouldn't take too much away from these 2 players either. I think it's always tough when a team is under pressure as the Gladiators have been. And Sangakkara is now into the 60s, and Anshuman Rath, what a skipper's knock. He's 53 off 47.
He's really done a fantastic job at holding it together. Just 6 runs needed from 7 balls. This is the last ball of the 19th over, and that one has gone all the way down the ground, and 6. There's the win. Over to spare. Absolutely fantastic knock from Kumar Sangakkara. Just world-class batting from him. A brilliant supporting role for Unsherman Rath, who held things together, and that is a extremely important win for Galaxy Gladiators Lantau. If they'd lost it here, you can't see them getting anywhere close to the final, but now they've given themselves a chance, still up against it a little bit, having lost 2 matches, but we will see.
Yeah, and again, as we talking about the fancied Hong Kong Island United, and we're just seeing the covers come onto the ground at the end of the game. I'm hoping that's just from a precautionary point of view to make sure that there's not too much water. It's only a misty drizzle, I'd call it.
Yeah, it's just that frustrating kind of rain that you could probably carry on playing in, but you wouldn't necessarily start in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's one of those funny things about cricket as well. I just hope the match referees here, Charlie Burke and Matt Stiller, are able to work with the umpires and the players here to make sure we can get as much cricket as possible. As we see 2 teams shaking hands after the match, and it's great to see some of those faces there all together. Jason Lee, Asad Vala, Brian Lara coming through, and that's a much needed win.
Jason, one of the Hong Kong Dragon players, and I have seen him several times this week, and he hasn't not once had every time I've seen him, he's had an absolutely massive beaming grin on his face. I get the impression he's having a whale of a time.
And talk about milestones and whatnot. It was 10 years ago, in 2007, when Brian Lara was here playing in the Sixers, and there's a photo of Jason being coached at Hong Kong Cricket Club by Brian Lara. And here they are, 10 years later, Jason having represented Hong Kong in the recent high performance tour of Australia, and playing against the New South Wales second 11 and the Sydney Sixers, now in the same team.
Yeah, it's great to see these young guys given this exposure to this level of player and the kind of information they can pass on to it. It's one of the things that even established internationals will say. That being able to play with this level of talent and this level of player gives them so much. One of the reasons why Ben Stokes, who's just earned millions to go to the IPL, says he wants to go is because he wants to be able to learn from the very best players. And we're just waiting to see whether or not we can find an interview for you.
Who's your man of the match?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? I was really impressed with Asad Walla's bowling. I was extremely impressed with the way that Kumar Sangakkara batted. But I think also it needs to give some credit to to Uncherman for the way he held those things together.
As we were talking when they were batting, I think that little knock from Jesse Ryder, he did it so easily. I think we're scoring at a rate of 180 runs per 100 balls to score 41 off 23 really did play an important role in that Sangakkara was able to come in and finish off at 70 not out from 42 balls, with Anshuman Rath 53 not out of 47 balls. He continuing his great form. I think your leading run scorer at this stage, has he got up past, I think Dwayne Smith only batting the once. I think Anshi.
Yeah, no, I think he would, he's played 3 innings now, hasn't he? So and he's made a contribution every time. So I'll have to double check on that during the break. I'll see if I can get some statistics for the next time I'm on. I'll have a cricket stat. But as we watch the covers being pulled on. But it's a hugely important win for Galaxy Gladiators Lantau, as I've said. But yeah, talking of Jesse Ryder, it's something he's done for Essex. The top 3 they've got there of Ravi Bopara, Tom Wesley and Jesse Ryder have broken the back of chases so often in the opening 6 overs. As we go to Catherine, who's with man of the match.
Yes, well, he scored the match-winning runs, and he is our man of the match, Kumar Sangakkara. Congratulations. Kumar, Brian Lara was saying that he was most intrigued to see you play, and you put on a show for him. Was he a bit of motivation for you?
Yeah, Brian's my, he used to be Sir Viv at one time, but then Brian came along, and my all-time favourite batsmen are the 2 of them. So brilliant to have him in the dressing room. But I thought it was overall a pretty good performance. I think more than me, I think it was Anshuman Rath who played the innings of the game. He anchored the whole side, and Jesse Ryder played a little gem.
And the Galaxy's first win of the tournament. Do you think you're still a chance of making the final?
I don't know what the equations are really. I have no idea. So I'll have to go and have a look. Yeah, it takes a while to get into a tournament. Unfortunately, you got to hit the ground running when you've only got 4 games. But let's see what happens.
Okay, man, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
Absolutely class act, Kumar Sangakkara. We're going to have a batting card now. So we see Anshuman Rath, 53 not out from 47 balls. We've just checked he's the 2nd leading run scorer of the tournament, just behind Misbah Ul-Haq. 6 from Azim Rafiq, who was given the job of opening, hit that big 6 and then was out next ball. Jesse Ryder stumped by Rory Keynes for 41. Absolutely fantastic innings, as Mr. Cutler was just saying, that really broke the back of the chase. And then Kumar Sangakkara, man of the match performance with 70 from 42. Thank you so much for joining us for our coverage of Match 5. We will see you at 2 o'clock for the resumption of the next game here from Kowloon.